Willie D Live.
What's up, family? According to a reliable source of mine, these uncivilized mutts are about to go after Nolan Wells' character. Yeah, fam. Surprised? Anybody surprised? I'm not. These uncivilized mutts, family, have shown up time and time again and showed us how wicked they are. That's why you can't have any empathy for them. You can't have any kind of compassion for them because they have zero for you and yours. Like, what they're doing is it's a thing called the reputation replacement theory. Like, what if the goal is no longer to solve the case? What if the goal is to make people stop caring by changing who Nolan Wells was? What if that's the goal? Like, make people stop asking, how did he die? Instead, they start asking, was he a good person? Oh man, these wicked monsters are wizards at it. Yeah. And you know what they do? They use the media. They use mainstream media. See, anytime you think mainstream media is on your side, you got to take them to task because they're always going to do something to let you down. Just when you think you might be able to trust them, they're going to do something to let you down. And this is how they keep getting away with it, right? What they'll do is they'll show a few stories, they'll cover a few things that they know you're going to agree with, that you're going to, and they do this to placate you, right? They'll, like, for example, they might endorse a political candidate, right, that you support. So you thinking like, oh yeah, they support. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I like that. They gave him a platform to speak, and he spoke his mind, and you know they didn't attack him and stuff. I like these guys, but they're only using that guy the same way that they're using you. These people are wicked. The media has always been in cahoots with the government to make black people look bad. They've always done that. Now, I know some of you slowpokes are saying to yourself, man, you tripping, man. Why you say something like that? That don't even make sense. Why would the media do that? Well, if they can make us look bad, they could justify their mistreatment of us. Think about it. Think about when they use propaganda to make foreign leaders look bad. And when they go out there and kill them, we think that we've accomplished something. We think the world is a safer place because they went and killed this guy who they said was so wicked, so evil. I know a few presidents that we've had that the world has considered wicked, evil, but somehow, some way, we didn't put that president in that box. You know, we didn't think that that president needed to be assassinated. But we got this thing, whereas when the media make a foreign leader look bad, especially if they try to make it seem like he's hurting his people, they go in, first of all, before they go in, what they're trying to do is shake public sentiment. They're trying to get the public to psychologically prepare for ending this guy. So if the public can get on board, the public can get on board and say, yeah, that's a bad guy. And I can see that justifies us paying high gas prices. That justifies us paying high food prices. Anything to keep us safe, man. If you got to go get them, go get them. And we believe anything they tell us. There has never been a war started in America that did not include propaganda before it started. And it continued during and after They always, the wars that are started, all of the wars we've ever fought have always been under the pretense of public safety. Like somehow we're going to liberate these guys over here. We're going in to liberate these people over here. Even when they claimed Saddam Hussein was responsible for flying those planes into the Twin Towers, and they were going to go get him to protect the American people, they did not go after him until they set up the narrative that he was harming his own people. Yeah. So when we saw them hunt him down like a dog and drag him through the streets and run him through the court system like they did and hang him, many Americans cheered. Think about that, family. Think about that. And we knew that there was no weapons of mass destruction. We knew. But they didn't just say, hey, we're going to get him because of the Twin Towers. They say, okay, we got to put some, just in case somebody don't care about the Twin Tower thing or they're not buying that, we got to throw something else at them. So we'll throw at them that this guy was harming his own people. That always works. Nobody likes to see the people get harmed, you know. So we throw that at them. Then we'll throw weapons of mass destruction at them. You know, we keep throwing things until something sticks. So here we are with Nolan Wells. TMZ has already reported that Nolan was sloppy drunk. That's what they're trying to say now, that he was drunk, as if being drunk is an excuse for him to be dead. What they're trying to say is that, what they're alluding to is that maybe he was drunk, he was so intoxicated that he somehow, some way slipped and fell and he drowned, or he dived into the pool, but he didn't have enough strength, so he drowned. That's game. That's game. That's throwing a bunch of stuff up against the wall and trying to see what sticks. What they're trying to do is just confuse people enough to not care, you know, because if you say, okay, drinking, okay, he did drugs. Oh, he called a girl a B word one time, and, you know, just any little thing that they can throw out there to try to get you off your game. So you got character evidence and evidence about the event, right? So they're trying to hit us with, because they don't have evidence, or they're not producing the evidence about the event, so they're trying to hit us with the character evidence, right? That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to hit us with the character evidence. We're going to talk about his flaws as a human being. And, you know, maybe he told his mama one day that he was not going to take out the trash. Anything to kind of, you know what I'm saying? Anything. It's just throwing stuff out there to see what sticks. Even if somebody makes a mistake in life, family, that does not tell us what happened when he died. Even if Nolan was drunk, that don't tell us how he died. You understand? But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get us to jump to conclusions. Yeah. Sometimes a flood of new claims, whether they be true, false, or unverified, can muddy the waters. You know, it can make it harder for people to determine what side of the fence they're standing on. This is an old play. They did this with Tamir Rice. They did this with Trayvon. They did the same thing to Sonia Massey. They did the same thing to Breonna Taylor, Alton Sterling, Michael Brown, George Floyd. This is their MO. This is what they do. This is what uncivilized mutts do, right? Let me tell you something. If a person's reputation changes tomorrow, it still does not erase what they did yesterday. The facts about somebody's life and the circumstances surrounding their death, they're relatable, but they're not interchangeable. The facts speaks for themselves. And the facts say there's a whole lot of guilty mothers in Mississippi. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. No more talk.